typically, we don't like people who are show-offs, do we? Typically, we don't like people who make everything all about themselves. That kind of bothers us. Someone who's always trying to get praise, always talking about themselves. We look down on that. We look down on somebody who's all about self-exaltation. If you came to my house one night for dinner, and I said, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to talk to you for the next hour and a half about how great I am. You probably wouldn't be real thrilled, right? Some of you are confused. Maybe you'd be happy about that. But you probably wouldn't be. That'd be weird. You'd think this is not good. I don't want to hear you talk about how great you are. We don't typically like when people exalt themselves. We actually, in our culture, does anybody know someone who does that? Do you know somebody who typically tries to exalt themselves? Okay? So almost everybody here knows somebody who does that a lot. Right? Some people, it's real obvious, right, when they're doing it. It's kind of like you see this person always talking about themselves. Somehow they get around the conversation back to themselves. Typically, in our culture, when someone does that, we think it a bad thing. In fact, the scriptures kind of tell us not to do that, right? We should be looking at others as better than ourselves, right? We shouldn't be trying to exalt ourselves. Something's wrong with somebody who tries to exalt themselves. Agreed? Any disagreement? Will, do you agree with me?
I agree with that.
Do you find that there are people that try to exalt themselves a lot?
Yes.
Yes. Not yes, like I'm agreeing with you, but yes. We all do that from time to time. Now, let me ask you this. What happens if we look at the Bible and we find that God is this kind of person that we don't like? That God is always just trying to exalt himself. Why is it okay for God to do it and not us? And doesn't it even seem a little pathetic that we have this God who's in the heavens who's always going, praise me. He commands it. Praise me. Say nice things about me. Make me look good. Why? It sounds pathetic. What's he like, some sad old man who nobody compliments? He's still like, come on, praise me. Why does he do that? Why is it okay for him to do it and not okay for us to do it? In this passage tonight, we see Jesus do this very thing. Jesus, with his disciples, 3 of them anyway, 3 of them? Yeah, 3 of them, says, come on up here with me up this mountain. I'm going to show you something really cool. And he shows them himself. Right? Come on up here. I'm going to show you my glory. What's that? That seems weird. People who aren't Christians have a problem with this God who demands praise this way. Why does Jesus reveal himself in this way to these people? What I want to tell you tonight is the most loving thing God can do is this. Why? Why is it loving for God to show off his beauty and his glory? It's wrong for us. It's sinful for us. Why is it good for him? In fact, loving for him to do it. So I want to answer tonight. To understand this is a foundational principle in Christianity. To understand why Jesus in Mark 9 is showing his glory off to these disciples. Again, I'll say this. I said this last week. If you get this, it changes how you live. It changes everything how you see life. So let's just stop for a second. Let me teach you why this is great by first reviewing what we talked about last week. Because last week I told you 3 truths about your heart. Do you remember that? I told you there's 3 things true about your heart. Number 1, I told you every one of you. I wonder how many of you remember that. I'm not going to quiz you. I'm glad you do. I don't want to quiz you, though. Here's why it's important, though. These truths, if you get them, they explain so much about yourself and the people around you. Truth number 1. See if you remember. In your head, think. Number 1, your heart was created in such a way that it always is seeking something valuable. The first truth, your heart always looks for something valuable. Today, your heart looked for something valuable. Our hearts long to find something of value. They're always seeking, always seeking, always seeking. Your heart tries to value things. Always. Number 2, when your heart finds something valuable, it wants to get it and enjoy it at any cost to itself. So number 1, your heart looks for valuable things. Number 2, when it finds something that has value, it will get rid of anything that it has to get and enjoy that thing that it values. And then number 3, your heart will then praise talk wonderfully about that good thing that it got. Every one of you in here has a heart that did that today. You did it every day since I gave this message last week. Your heart, from the moment I stopped speaking in my message, sought something valuable out to latch itself onto, to get and enjoy and praise. What was it this week that your heart did that with? It did it. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. We don't even think about it. This is what I'm talking about, how we don't even practically apply this to our lives. You did it all week. Where was this all week? What did you attach it to all week? What did it find of value all week? Did it want it to be near? Because it wants to get near the thing of value that it sees. What was your heart trying to get near all week? You know how to find out? Just ask yourself some simple questions. Paul Washer asks these questions. He says, you want to know what your heart really loves? Ask these 3 questions about yourself. Number 1, what did you talk about all week with people you're around? Number 2, what did you spend your time on all week? And number 3, what did you think about when you were alone all week? Just think about those 3 questions. What did you think about when you were alone? What did you talk about all the time? What did you spend your time on? That gives you a good picture of what your heart was trying to get near and valued all week. These 3 truths are true of every heart in here. And they're true because God made your heart that way. You following me? So your heart, number 1, wants to find something of value. Your heart, number 2, wants to get the thing that it sees that has value and enjoy it. And your heart, number 3, wants to praise that thing that it found. Now follow me here. People who are thinkers, follow me. I'm going to try and bring you through some things. Think with me. Engage your minds here, okay? You ready? Engage your minds. Those are those 3 truths. Now let's build. We're going to build on those 3 truths today, okay? Listen to the sentence. The greater the value of the thing that you find, the greater the joy you will have in getting it. Did you hear what I said? The greater the value. Remember I said your heart is always looking for valuable things. Your heart is looking for valuable things. It wants to find valuable things, get that valuable thing, and then enjoy it. That's what your heart wants to do. Can somebody give me an example of that?
Okay, say you wanted to buy like a straightener for your hair.
Oh, I was going to say, oh, what? Okay.
So, and if you buy like, you can either buy a crappy straightener or one that's really expensive and works really good. But if you buy the crappy one, then it's not going to work and you're going to take forever to do your hair and it's not going to be enjoyable. But then if you get the good one, you go, and it's done.
Has more value to you. Has much more value to you. You enjoy it more. Give me an example of things of value that people's hearts long after in this world. Money, okay. How about people that maybe things more relevant to you guys? Maybe it's money. So for a lot of people that you're around, you work. Other things that you see a lot in your life. No. Okay, popularity is probably a huge one, right? We want popularity. We value it, and because we value it, our heart wants to get it, right? And our heart will usually do anything to get it. Okay, what else? Anything else? Things hearts long to get.